My name is Bryan Benson, and I am head of business development, partnerships, and strategy over at Kima. Kima is a blockchain based interoperability protocol that has been designed to bring the siloed financial systems together, be those on chain, off chain, so Web 2, Web 3. We can connect bank accounts, we can connect EVM chains, non EVM chains, and a bunch of other things. So we're really excited to host several really amazing projects here, and we'll go ahead and get the introduction started. But first, we're going to start with Fizen. Fizen simplifies the crypto experience for Web2 users by enabling them to easily purchase, hold, and spend cryptocurrency in real life for real-world activities. So let's please welcome Trong to give a quick intro about herself and the company.
Hey Brian, hello, hi everyone. Thanks Brian and the Kima team for having me today at your first Kima Show panel. I am Chan, co-founder and also Chief Growth Officer from Fizen.io. In Fizen, we focus on cross-border shopping and payment with crypto. And now people can shop on and offline and pay with crypto on the Fizen Super App in 178 countries. And also, the merchant from around the world, they can easily receive crypto payment using our payment gateway, Fizen Pay, just with one-click integration. And yeah, I'm very excited to be here. And also, I would like to share with you guys a very good news that just yesterday, Fizen has just been approved for the incubation program from Bybit with a lot of support on marketing and business. Yeah. Hello.
Well, that's fantastic news. Congratulations on that, and very excited to be able to share that news with you on this space. We'll get to you your first question in a second. Let me introduce the rest of the guests. With us is also Eesee, which is a platform that simulates and accelerates the sale of NFTs and digital assets. So I'll turn the mic over to the Eesee people and let them go ahead and make an intro.
GM, everybody, thanks for having me in this space. There's no easy people, just one person right here. My name is Jared. Glad to be here. Eesee is a place for everybody to buy low and sell high, which is what everybody loves to do. If you have an asset on Ethereum, Blast, or Polygon, you can have them listed on our platform. And let's say it's worth $1,000, right? You have tokens on Ethereum that are worth $1,000, and you think that next week it's gonna go up 50%. You can list it at $1,500 and create a bunch of tickets to raffle it off. And some lucky person can spend $1 on one ticket and potentially win $1,500 worth of stuff. So that's pretty awesome. That's what we're bringing into the space, and I'm looking forward to hearing about all the other awesome projects on the stage.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that intro. Next, we have FreeBnk. FreeBnk symbolizes connectivity of people and communities via money. It's a new way to ethically and organically generate wealth wherever you are in the physical or meta worlds. So let's introduce the FreeBnk team and Eunice, I believe.
Hello. It's Yunus, founder and CEO of the FreeBnk. We are very happy to be here. As you said, FreeBnk is a financial bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. We are a hybrid application. We call Banking 2.0. We are focusing on RWA. In that aspect, we are very close to launch our in-app RWA marketplace around end of this month. So happy to be here, and during this AMA, I will explain more about FreeBnk, and then I'm happy to be at all the questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Eunice. I'm excited to hear more about it. And last but not least, we have Klink Finance, the number one crypto investment and reward platform where daily payouts meet smart investing. Turn it over to Chris to give his quick intro, and thanks.
Hello guys, thank you very much for having me on. I think you can hear me. I've unmuted. So I'm based out of Berlin. Klink is a wealth creation platform. Although we have various different investment services, what we are also basically is an ecosystem of earnings driven through B2B partnerships within the Web3 space. So we're up and live since March. We have around 75,000 active users in 127 countries and growing. I'm very excited to discuss and collaborate with everyone in the discussion today.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris, for the intro. All right. Let's dive right into the questions here. And what really is important to the Kima team here is to hear from our guests. So we really want to give a platform for the partners that we have and the technology that we have alongside of us, to give them a space to tell us a little bit more about what they're doing. And so I'll turn the first question over to Trang at Fizen. And the question is, how do you see your technology and your company helping people with blockchain?
Well, we always believed in a future of crypto mass adoption, and the cross-border payment is one of the roads to get there. As you can see, that no bank system can do that fast and low-cost way like crypto payment does for cross-border payments. And a lot of people think that crypto is for trading only until they know about our Fizen super app. So a lot of traveler, expats, digital nomad, they have all they need on our app when traveling, like hotel booking, flight tickets, eSIMs, and everything else. And also, on the other way, merchants from around the world, especially some traditional merchants, they also would like to reach out to the very fast-growing crypto users community by using our payment gateway. And one more thing, early in June, we have just launched the QR code payment. So you can scan the QR code to pay with USDT, for example, when you have some coffee, or when you go out and pay for anything that by QR code, bank QR code, you just scan and pay with USDT, and the merchant will receive the fiat currency directly to their bank account. And this happens within just 3 seconds. So I can say that Fizen, we have to bridge the gap between the Web 2 and Web 3 payment. Yeah.
Fantastic. So it sounds like you guys are making it easy to use crypto in the everyday world. That's how I would sum that up. And I'm actually a user of Fizen myself. When I travel, I try and get eSIMs through there. So I would recommend everyone check it out. It's a good app, and they have recently been one of the first projects to successfully integrate the Kima SDK on our testnet. So we're very excited to have them as partners, and excited about what the future holds. This next question is for the Eesee team. And I just want to make sure I'm saying that right. It is Eesee, right? It's not Essie. I want to confirm the pronunciation there. Eesee?
Yeah. Just remember that we're making it easy for people to get liquid.
Nice. Okay, so it's super, super easy. I like that a lot. Tell me a little bit about your vision for how easy it's going to be as it relates to interoperability. I know there's a lot of chains out there. There's a lot of banking systems, currencies. How do you see it making it easy in an interoperable world for your customers?
Right now, liquidity is very, very fragmented across different chains. But I do see, people are competing for that liquidity, right? You can't have your ETH on 2 or 3 chains at the same time. You have to split them up. So that is a huge issue here, especially in the bear market when liquidity is very, very low. Or if someone comes in, a bad actor, and causes a black swan event. And also it's very hard to do things. Sometimes you have an application, a decentralized app that you want to use on a chain, and you have to bridge over there. It's very, very difficult. Sometimes you have an NFT on Base that you want to buy, but you don't have assets there, so you have to find a way to move your Ethereum over. So I do think that That is a huge issue right now. And so interoperability is very important. And I do see a lot of teams building that. I see Polygon doing the ag layer, which is very, very interesting, very innovative. Eesee itself, we are helping chains interoperate. We're connecting Ethereum, Polygon, and Blast. People will be able to trade assets that are on those chains, NFTs, tokens, and soon to be RWAs as well. And all that trading takes place on Blast. So it's an L2, so the fees are low, transactions are fast. It's going to be very difficult to get people to buy a $1 ticket, raffle ticket on Ethereum itself when they have to pay like $5 of gas fees to buy a $1 ticket. That's insane. So building on a low-cost chain is very important to us in order to make the user experience really, really good. Yeah, that's what we're doing, and that's what we think about having interoperability. I'm really looking forward to a future where the chains are abstracted away. I won't even need to say that, we're on Ethereum, we're on Blast, or whatever. Everything is just automatically taking place in the background, and I do see that coming in the next 1 or 2 years.
Well, that's exciting. We have similar visions here at Kima, and we're excited to explore that and have you guys as partners. So thank you for those words. And I agree with you. I think that there's going to be a time when people don't think of as much about it as blockchain. It's just finance or gaming or whatever it is that's happening. So thank you for that. Let's shift over to Eunice at FreeBnk. Eunice, I want you to tell me a little bit more about what you guys are doing. And what challenges you see in the upcoming months and years for blockchain networks as they scale for global financial integration. And what I mean by that is you guys are really looking to bridge that Web 2 to Web 3 sort of banking experience. And I'm super curious what challenges you foresee other than the standard ones in the coming years here for the blockchain space.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm really happy my dear panelist is talking about the similar things in my mind, because we are all talking about mass adaptation, and also we are all talking about the complexity of the blockchain. The Eesee teams talking about the cross chain and how really hard to make a bridge, and also the Fizen talk about the mass adaptation, and then to international payments. So FreeBnk is all of those things. We already have removed the cross chain, same chain, doesn't matter for us. We remove the gas fee. You don't have to keep gas fee for doing a transaction in the FreeBnk. The same for the cross chain. We don't call cross chain or bridge. The same for us. And also this means we are really beginner friendly, because if we are talking about mass adaptation, let's be honest, people doesn't understand cross chain, people doesn't understand gas, and they don't need to understand, and they don't need to see it, because this is our job to make them to give them an easy platform, safe platform to do whatever they want to do. For me, I think is the biggest challenge is we need to more and more onboard non-crypto natives to the market and to our apps or our the companies to able to move forward.
Yeah, no, that's a great, just a quick follow-on question there. How do you foresee doing that? I mean, and it's hard to get Web 2 people attracted in new technologies, or like people that aren't used to new things, but what are some of your ideas there as far as like getting people excited about this?
Absolutely, because the FreeBnk is a very on purposely very simple app and very familiar app. Whoever use digital banking able to use FreeBnk. So that is our motto. Because I want to my mother to able to use FreeBnk. To able to do that, we create one of the easy to use and familiar interface to do our customers. So that's our the motto to do that. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for following up there. Chris, over to you at Klink. Quick question. Tell us a little bit about how you see your guys' technology helping people and what that means in an interoperable world.
Sure. I can nosedive on the technology, but what we look towards is services and solutions, right? In terms of getting people in. So Klink has many different unique characteristics in terms of other service providers, but probably the number one is that we enable people to begin their investment journey, starting from $0 of initial investment. So I often call our platform a funnel. Where we retain our user base is from basically a full suite of investment services. You can buy, sell, swap. You can on and off ramp. Kima is really a solution provider for us moving forward on that on and off ramp piece, right? Where we've really fallen into working with TradFi Rails, etc. at the end of the day, but that's a different topic. So where we retain our users in our investment services, but where we see the mass exodus of our user base is enabling them to start earning without them actually having to take a first capital of investment. And the way in which we enable that is having a suite of microservices where users can earn from quest-based actions, learning-based actions, educational-based actions, play to earn, engage to earn, trial to earn. So what we actually do is open the crypto ecosystem to the curious without them actually having to first take a level of risk and getting involved in their crypto journey. So what I always like to see is, or what I always present towards the people I speak with, our partners, our investors, is if you look at many platforms in the market, right, whether you're centralized, decentralized, a wallet, a dApp, it's still searching on everyone to deposit straight away, right? You need to get someone in, get them converted, get them on an off ramp. You need to get them educated about what chain they're going to get involved in. Where realistically, what people should be having is their first taste of crypto without a risk factor. And that's really the namespace that we operate in. And that's where we've seen the most success of bringing new users into crypto. My co-founder and I and our team, what gets us up in the morning is the fact that we see new users who have never touched crypto before that have landed into Klink from our funnel, from our activation, from the way in which we're actually positioning our business. So we hope to think that is scalable for the number of users that we feel are going to be coming in at this next stage of the cycle.
Nice. That's really cool. I think it's really important to have like a risk-free way to dip your toe in the water and test these things out. So kudos there. I just want to follow on the question of interoperability because you mentioned something. You said we'll save that for a later date, but actually that'd be interesting to talk about now, how TradeFi is interoperable.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people talk about interoperability thinking, oh, it's interoperable between Solana and, whatever, another chain. But I consider interoperability to also be that connection between, traditional finance and Web3. So dive down that rabbit hole a little and tell us
Sure.
what you think there.
Absolutely. So I guess I'll cry and I'll tell you about my problems maybe first, right? So, where we position again, Klink, is as a Web 2.5 business. We really see ourselves as a gateway towards crypto. And as a founder, as a person who's trying to build and partner with different infrastructures and partners to benefit our user base and our community the most, is that I don't feel that on and off ramp has ever really been figured out. And I'll give you an example of this. So at the moment, we use probably market leaders, the likes of MoonPay, on and off ramps that are popular. But the journey there is ultimately that they are a product that's within your product, right? They have to open it up. They have to re-KYC. It's not available in certain jurisdictions. And on the second part of that is there's a significant failure rate with all the traditional rails, whereby the payment fails, right? So if you're a person who's already skeptical of the crypto world, right, they might be watching the mass media, they might be, hearing bad things from friends that have been burnt, etc. There's already a level of risk of this first time user if you're just getting them into their mindset. So for them to go through a poor experience that is literally dedicated towards the TradFi world or traditional rails, not having that level of integration, that's where I feel our job as founders, as builders, is to create that aggregation layer, whereby you're more integrated into third-party services, where the transaction between fiat and cryptocurrency isn't actually still just built on a traditional rail system. So, if you actually look at a lot of the on and off ramp systems, they're built on top of checkout.com, they're built on top of Stripe, they're built on top of TradFi rails. So there's actually been no real innovation in there simply because there's been so much red tape and basically disorganization, or what's the best word to use here? A lack of collaboration between global entities, right? So, you have to go across borders. There's different KYC and AML mechanisms. There's different laws. There's different regulations. You have sanctions, etc. And this is all built off the foundations of traditional way of banking, right? So you see the likes of Kima, there's some service players in the market where they skipped that whole rail system through the technology. So that's the way in which I feel my problem statements lie more so at this point in time, to finding service providers that can be better in that transactional process.
Very good. Well, we are grateful that you're building with us, and I think we can together solve some of these things. Yeah, it's definitely a huge issue we see across the board. We're trying to do all these Web3 things, but we're relying on, traditional rails basically at the end of the day. So how can we, change that? Cool. Let's shift back to Fizen and Trung. I want you to tell us a little bit more about what Fizen's doing, and what kind of challenges you see as this mass adoption is sort of your goal. And what I mean by that is like, how do you see the problems that you're facing and the solutions that you're creating as part of sort of the global financial integration, and how are you able to scale those? I'm just curious to dive a little more into your business.
Yeah, you see that blockchain networks have a lot of potential to revolutionize the world for global finance. But in order to scaling them for widespread adoption, face many challenges. And from my point of view, I see some challenges such as first of all about the financial regulations, because as you can see, different country have a lot of different like a financial regulation. So imagine different country have totally different rules about money. So that's kind of how with regulation for finance right now. So integration blockchain with traditional financial systems will require clear and consistent global regulation to address issues like anti-money laundering and KYC compliance. And some of the challenges that we are facing now, that I think about the transaction speed and scalability. Imagine the bunch of computer trying to agree on stuff happening on the internet. That's kind of what blockchain is. The thing is, right now, some blockchains, especially those like Bitcoin, that your system called proof of work, are slow and pricey for large transaction volume. So this could be a major problem if we want to use blockchain for global finance, which demands high throughput processing. Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting. What do you think is the solution to that? Like, how does Fizen do that? Do you guys have a giant compliance department? Do you have local entities in every jurisdiction? Like, what's your guys' sort of strategy to be compliant, but also be sort of a cutting edge, innovative technology?
Sure. We work with some of the a partner like Kima for improve the transaction speed and also the scalability. And for the QR code payment we just launched, we also partner with a partner that can solve the problem for the KYC and also AML for the crypto to fiat payment. So yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. I'll get back to you in a second so you can tell us a little bit more about Fizen, but let me jump over to Eesee and ask them real quickly if they can give us a little bit of a sort of a framework for their vision and some of the challenges they're seeing in the upcoming months and years, and especially as it relates to interoperability.
Right now, we're tackling the challenge of limited liquidity in the markets, and also we're tackling the challenge of how do you actually value a liquid asset like an NFT? Because the floor price is one thing, but let's say you have a rare trait on your NFT, and you think that it's supposed to be at a higher floor price, and it's supposed to sell at a higher premium than your floor price, and that gets to be solved on our platform, where you get to raffle away your NFTs and people buy it at a fraction of the price. Um, and in terms of interoperability, this kind of service is not available on many chains. So we are definitely looking to onboard as many chains as possible. And hopefully in the future, when chains get abstracted away, we can just plug into, let's say, some kind of Kima's interoperability service and get access to all of the chains. Now that would be something very interesting to take part in, and to plug into our platform. But I think that we do need a place for people to be able to get access to good assets like RWAs, which are going to be real world assets that are tokenized on the blockchain. And I do think that people who are degenning right now on those meme coins, on Solana, on Base, and all the other chains, eventually they will want to rotate their gains into better assets that have better long-term value retention. And I think that this is something that we all are trying to solve right here.
Nice. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's not financial advice, but it's good advice, I think. Maybe we could say. Um, Real quick, you mentioned that you see sort of an abstraction away from all this complexity, and you think that maybe this will be something that will happen. Do you think that's going to be a month, a year, a couple of years? Like, what's your time horizon on seeing technologies like Kima and others being able to do that? What do you think?
I think that I can see it happening in let's say 1 or 2 years. I know that there are a lot of projects that are working on these kind of solutions. I'm not sure what Kima's tech stack is like, but I know that a lot of teams are building a ZK solution for that. And it is important, right? It is necessary. It has to happen. Otherwise, people are gonna create, because if let's say you have a game, right? You have a game, and your game has a lot of users. You put it on Ethereum, and it's going to ruin the use case, because it's going to ruin the user experience, because people are going to experience high gas fees, low speed. And so it always makes sense for applications, especially if you get popular, to have your own chain where you get to control everything, and you're not affected by what else is happening on the blockchain. If you're on Ethereum, right, your game, and then some really hyped up meme coin launches, gas fees are going to go crazy, and your users are going to be pissed, and they're going to waste a lot of money on transactions. And so I do think that eventually a lot of applications are going to go onto their own chains, and interoperability solutions are very important, because you want to be focused on, let's say Eesee.io has a chain of its own in the future. We want to focus on building our use case, building our platform to be like super good, super useful. We want to onboard partners. We want to onboard new assets that people can acquire. We want to reward our users. We don't want to spend time thinking about, we need to give out a grant to get people to build a DEX, for people to build a lending protocol. We need to incentivize people to bridge to our chain. Oh man, it's like running a chain is super, super hard. And if a gaming team or like our team, if we have to focus on that and at the same time build our protocol out, outcompete our competitors, man, that's just too much to handle. So if there is an interoperability solution that can handle all of that, so that let's say games can have their own chains and enjoy the benefits of that, and not having to bother with all of the difficulties when it comes to building out a chain, developing a chain, I think that would be a totally golden use case.
Nice. Yeah, we totally agree with you, and we're working hard to build. So thank you for your words on the vision there, and I like your time frame. I think we can do it in that time or less. So, Eunice, let's kick it over to you now, Mr. FreeBnk. I'd like to hear a little bit more about your vision and how your technology is helping people. And I know it is. I've seen it firsthand, but I'd like you to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, of course. I would like to touch point of the Chris mention about the on and off ramping, which is one of the biggest issue. I'm going to talk like a true crypto hater. That they call the crypto is a magic money. So till we can buy with our crypto, go to the supermarket, buy something, pay our salary, pay the rent, we need a fiat. So able to do that, I believe we need to have the proper solution. So I can talk about for FreeBnk our plans. Because we are very soon we are provide with the third party, we are providing Euro IBAN to our customer. So which the removing the issue of and global Euro IBAN, not for the European customer. That's the important part. So to able to they can for example in the FreeBnk they can able to buy crypto, sell crypto, to buy the RWA shares, go to the Amazon, the blue chip stocks, and then convert their money to fiat and then put in their bank account, in the IBAN account in the FreeBnk. So I think that's to able to do that. And again, the Fizen mentioned about the regulation. We start with it's not really the customer friendly, but we start with the KYC. Every single customer has to go through the KYC, and then all of those checks in a second. But they have to do those things to able to provide to the banking service or financial service to able to do that. So that's our the short term goals able to do it. And also as we are working with the Kima, the international payment structure, with the you have the great on and off ramping opportunities. So we are really excited to implement a protocol to our system.
Fantastic. I was just thinking about KYC and compliance and all that as you were mentioning that.
Yes.
So thank you for mentioning that. As far as you guys are can you tell me a little bit more about like what regions you're launching in and what the sort of the footprint for you guys is in the short term?
Of course, we are basically, and regulation wise, we have around 10 companies all around the world, and we are active in 120 countries. Obviously, some of them is we are passporting our license. Some of them is we already have, for example, in the EU, we have our license. We are not touching anything in the US, as all we know. It's a bit tricky to able to offer some service in there, but we are available in 120 countries at the moment.
Fantastic. That's impressive. It sounds like you guys and Fizen are really have quite a wide footprint, and congratulations and best of luck in those markets. Let's turn our question now to Klink. I want to just hear a little bit more about what you guys see as being some of the challenges that are coming up in the next couple of months and years. And then if you'd like to tell us a little bit more about your project as it relates to this discussion.
Absolutely. Where do you start as a founder with problems, right? So always plenty of problems, but I guess it's our job to find solutions. I think challenges we have as a business is a lack of legal clarity, right? So again, I think us and Team FreeBnk are not a million miles away in our thinking, right? In terms of how you structure yourself, how you enable gateways for users to come on, and also, as importantly, come off the crypto ecosystem as well, right? People take profit; they need to benefit from them, right? So they're tricky problems to fill. It gets even more complex as more international users want to use your service outside of regions as well, because what you end up operating in is a gray space. We are moving towards a MiCA license in Europe towards the end of this year. Our team are already in the process of doing so. We're trying to act in the eyes of the regulators, although the goalposts keep moving. But previous to this, we also have a VASP license that is basically a mechanism to offer your services, but still issues within passporting. I think there's been plenty of bad actors in the last cycle for services like ourselves, whereby we have a huge mountain to climb to build trust to people who aren't native to crypto. So, I think there's different personas in crypto. Some swing very left, some swing very right. So you can be an absolute degen. You can have your money held away, hidden away from everyone in cold storage and hoping for the best, right? But you also have 250 million users who are expected to come into crypto that don't even know what it is, right? So we're more built towards that type of persona. And unfortunately, that persona has been burnt, right, in the last couple of years, especially with bad actors, BlockFi, FTX, etc. So aside from a regulatory in clarity as we operate our day-to-day services, which we will overcome, it's no problem. We're getting closer every day and operating and being more efficient as we do so. The biggest navigation we have now is if you really want to see the mass exodus of users coming into crypto, you have to build up trust and respect very efficiently. And I also unfortunately think with so much noise and still a lack of clarity in the markets, that can be a very hard thing to do. So I think that on a macro level is something that we try to deal with day to day. And it's something that we're always at the drawing board in terms of trying to build that trust. As I've mentioned in my last answer, that can be product led, can be communication led. But I believe trust is also built over time. So that's something that we build towards. And amongst a million other problems that come with the markets going up and down, we've obviously seen a huge correction in the last week, right? But I think a correction was also needed, to be honest, in terms of the narratives that were in the current market. So, that's something that's out of your control. It's a macro, which, as you steer a ship, you need to be able to navigate the waves. So they're more so on our near term, related more towards where we see the future of the business. So I actually invite people of this conversation just to download our services. Our core proposition is investing and questing. So where we retain our user base is from our investment services. I had mentioned that a bit earlier. So that's where we retain our people. That's where they keep their rewards and double down on their investments. We have a number of gamified investment pools, social-fi pools to drive further usage as well. But the top of our engagement funnel is basically what I would like to describe as an ecosystem or a marketplace of earnings. And that is very much B2B driven. We work with other service providers. We work with play to earn games. We work with different quest services, different tokens that will launch on our platform. So we're quite far along in our product development cycle. So myself, my co-founder and my team, our vision is very much business development orientated now. So how can we bring in the best projects into our services so our users can get their hands on them? I spoke about the noise that's in the market. It can be very hard for a newcomer in the markets as well to decide what's good and what's bad. And I would like to see the Klink as a gateway towards that. We vet very good projects, we vet very good teams, we vet very good services, and then we enable our users to access them by interaction, whilst also them getting rewarded for doing so. And from the way in which we see that, what we hope to think what we're building is actually a customer acquisition flywheel, whereby we add utility at the top of our funnel and also our bottom, which also basically drives further user acquisition over time. So that's very much where we're focused on the long term. I really want to see us as a gateway towards earnings for newcomers coming into crypto. I think we've lost Bryan.
Yes, I think so.
I guess we can keep it going, guys. No, so maybe open discussion. How do you feel the market has changed in the last few weeks in terms of how you're operating your business at the moment?
I can go with it. I mean, it's not choppy, but as we all expected, we have some type of let's say bull trap in the February, March, and in some point on the April. But right now, as we are seeing the correction, and then it's a choppy market, but it's I think it's the building up, to be honest with you, and then we'll see massive bull soon. But it's the we need to steer into this choppy market wisely. Yeah.
And trying, how about yourself? Or Eesee, do you want to jump in?
Easier.
Yo, I when I speak to people about crypto, like the first things that they bring up are like the scams. And today there were a few newspaper articles in my country where people used the name crypto, but it's not actually crypto. It's a MLM scam. There was another one where it was something like a fake trading platform that showed this person that he won like traded something to $1 million, and then when he only put in like a few tens of thousands of dollars, and they wanted him to pay like $200,000 to withdraw that money, and he paid, and then they ran away with the money. So that's not crypto, but people are using the name of crypto. And that has really left a bad impression of our industry, of our technology in the minds of the regular people. It seems that right now in the US that the current administration is very much against adoption of crypto technology. I don't know, like, I'm just posing a question, like, what do you guys think it'll take for people to trust? I know that last bull cycle, people came in because of FOMO. It was always on news. Oh, Bitcoin, another high. Oh, wow, this and that. Like, people FOMO'd in, and then a lot of them got burnt, definitely. So what does it take? What do we have to do, like, to get people to trust again?
I think people are creatures of habit, right? That's just a natural prerequisite of how humans work. So, FOMO, greed fills a market, but, fear is probably the quickest virus that can ever spread, in the whole of history, right? So, I think unfortunately bad news travels quicker, and it unfortunately sticks around for a bit too much longer. I would like to think that, and let's be honest about it, crypto isn't made for everyone, right? But if you look at 1 or 2% of the global population, or in terms of the adoption rates, it can be certainly a leverage towards investment. But, I think of the purpose of this discussion today, well, I can't remember who had mentioned it, the purpose of the interoperability, the likes of what Kima is building, and the improvements of the on and off ramp layer, is you see the likes of my auntie or my uncle, let's say, back in Ireland, or my cousin who never even heard of crypto, they've only just started using Revolut, is that they are actually holding their money on chain without them actually even really realizing they're doing so, right? So there's two facets in that, I feel. One is the investment level, the risk appetite, where realistically some people shouldn't even be holding equity stocks either, right? They don't have the head for it. So I think that psychology will never be able to change, aside from people getting more warrants to come in, better utility in terms of tokens, and better education. That's something the likes of myself and the FreeBnk team are trying to help upon. But the real key to mass adoption is from the infrastructure layer with the TradFi schemes, right? So payment systems, Stripe for crypto, all of this back-end system, which improves transition of funds, where you don't have to wait a weekend while the bank people are off wherever, right, under summer holidays, to get payment systems to settle, right? So
Yeah.
the answer of that is when mass adoption comes, in my perspective, it comes from an infrastructure of banking as opposed to retail interest.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with you because, yeah, obviously everyone make some profit and et cetera. That's good. But it's once the instructors come, once, for example, FreeBnk or any of the companies start to compete with Wise, for example, or Revolut, for example, to able to give better service on the international payments or the payment of for example, is if I can use my crypto or whatever in the like a payment, it's such as a Solana Pay. If is that's scale up, the people gonna see the benefit of the crypto. This is not just like a something you buy and sell. This is a utility. So I believe that's the way to be in the mass adoption or some adoption. And during these times, to able to gain the trust, we work hard to bring people those the features in our app or in our companies. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys about education and awareness. Imagine that crypto is like a wide new roller coaster at the museum park, and it's exciting. But if you don't know how it works, you might get scared or even hurt. So that's kind of how crypto can be for people who are new to it. And here's the thing. If more people understood about the tech behind the crypto and the risk involved and how to avoid getting scammed, then they could ride that roller coaster with confidence. So they might even convince their friends to join them. So it would make crypto way more popular and trustworthy, just like a fun roller coaster that everyone would like to try. Yeah, so I think it's very important, and also the tech behind, like security and everything else, and make it more easier to reach to all the people, and also the gas fee, and about the speed, yeah, everything.
Out of anyone that's in the group here, because I don't know if any of the Kima team are here, who actually faces any institutions at the moment?
Actually, I am here. I'm Atlas, the lead BD person from the marketing team. So we are always here. No one missing. So let me take the lead and ask the question to the our guests about so where do you believe that the next expansion of the to the crypto, comes? It comes from the Web2 space into the Web3, or Web3 market is growing, in volume. So it will be coming from the user expansion or the volume. What do you think about the financial terms?
Sure. I'll start on this, right? So I'll give you an interesting fact that the total TVL of the DeFi market is not even the size of SoftBank's fund, right? So if you're talking about a size of markets, right, we're talking about an industry segment which isn't even the size of a larger VC fund in the Asian markets, right? So if you just think about the size collateral of that, of how early we are, that's basically where you need to put yourself in terms of. So, your question is, where does the mass come from? Are we going to build it inward with, a lot of degens and DeFi advocates, which probably most listeners on this discussion are? Do we build that big enough to start taking over the macro markets? Or do we start bringing external money in, which is basically 99.9995% of where liquidity lies? There can be absolutely no doubt that us in this industry need to bring new users into crypto in ways that are innovative and safe. So I feel here's a catch 2022, right? If you look at Celsius, if you look at BlockFi, devil's advocate here as a founder, they did a lot of good things in their trajectory, right? What they did very badly was they thought they were banks, right? They thought that they were money managers. They thought that they could take users' funds and distribute it, etc. But they also did bring in millions of users into crypto in that last cycle. And that's something that a lot of businesses, DeFi, non-custodial, or whatever kind of service model you're operating that is, more focused towards our DeFi ecosystem, is incomprehensible to what's ever been there before. So, why was that, right? Was it that they had a better looking app? Was it that they had a better offer? They had very good marketing. They had very good rails. They had very good education of users to come into crypto. They followed the cycle quite efficiently. So I think actors that are doing and operating in that way, whilst again enabling free holding of user currency, enabling non-custodial mechanisms, that to me is the real path forward to bring, more money, more liquidity, more people into the eyes of the Web3 world.
Hey, thanks for that. This is Bryan again. Sorry, folks. Seems like I had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but thanks to Atlas and the team for following up there. Looks like we only have about 5 more minutes as well, and so I would like to have each of the presenters and each of the partners here speak for 2 or 3 minutes, just in closing. Any last remarks that you'd like to have, and anything that you'd like to say to the audience. We're all ears, so please go ahead, Trong from Fizen.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, we're here, and besides introducing about Fizen, we also would like to reach out to all the project fellows, all the partners, because we currently we onboard a lot of our partner to Fizen ecosystem. For example, we can list your token on our Fizen apps, so your user can use your token to buy and pay with all the service. So that will help to create your token demands and also more utilities. And we also have a lot of marketing campaigns, co-marketing campaigns, if your user hold token on the Fizen wallet, they will get reward, like a double reward from you and from the Fizen, and also you have more holder and the Fizen have more new wallet. So this is win-win-win situation. So we are welcome all the partner to join us. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, no worries. That's fantastic. Yeah, just before you turn your mic off, 2 quick questions. What's your prediction for Bitcoin on New Year's Eve this year?
Okay, so yeah, I'm not an expert about this, but I guess maybe Bitcoin can reach to all-time high, like 100K by end of this year.
All right, you said it. You said it. And dinner with Elon Musk or Satoshi, whoever he, she, they may be. Which would you prefer?
Elon Musk, of course.
Okay. Well, thank you, Trong, and thank you, Fizen, for joining us. Let's turn it over to Eesee for any closing remarks, and also, if possible, a Bitcoin prediction. Go ahead.
Yo, I love the discussion today. Definitely learned a lot about what's going on. For Eesee.io, we believe in decentralization. We believe that this blockchain technology is the best ledger, programmable ledger, that technology that's ever been created so far. And we believe that the mainstream adoption and trust will come through RWAs. These are assets that people know exist in the world, and if they can trade it on the blockchain, that would be super like a Trojan horse for them to get a taste. Hey, this thing works really well, much better than the banks. Let me see what else I can do. I think that will be the gateway to many people coming in. And you want to talk about a Bitcoin price? Oh man, I don't know, man. I think it'll very much depend on the U.S. election cycle. And I don't want to talk much about politics, but I think it would be wise to pay a lot of attention to what's happening politically in the U.S. I don't dare to give you a price. You're muted. Oh, got disconnected.
Poor Brian needs to get some internet
Yeah.
together. Get this guy some Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can do. I can go with it. So we are very glad to be here. And obviously, I would like to point out we need to work hard to able to provide all of those services to our customer. But doing that, we are competitors, but also we are an ecosystem. We can't do those things alone. So we should be closer than ever to able to provide the Swift service to the customers. So we need an ecosystem. For the FreeBnk, we are very close to opening our RWA marketplace in app. Just stay tuned in our social medias, and we are and also as I mentioned, the Euro IBAN is going to come. So quite a lot of upcoming things during next couple of months. And for the prediction of the Bitcoin, I'm going to be a bit bold. And again, this is not do your own research. This is not financial advice, but I can see close to 200. To be honest with you, the Bitcoin price.
That's bold.
Yes, but again,
That's bold.
No financial advice. Don't come.
Fair enough.
Don't knock on my door.
The lawyers are coming.
Yeah.
All in.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I can wrap up. Sorry, Frank,
Yeah.
do you want to go ahead? Sorry, you went first, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I was, saying, my last.
Apologize. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So on my side of things, where we are now, I'd very much invite again anyone to come to klinkfinance.com, KLINK, finance. Try out our services. We have a wealth of opportunities already where you can earn from interaction, and we have some pretty cool investment side yields, etc. We have a huge amount more stuff to come, right? We always love to hear feedback from our user base. We always love to hear feedback from other peers in the market as well, right? So even if you don't want to trial out our services, or if you want to challenge our vision, I'm always happy to discuss that, right, and see a second side of things. So always happy to stay open with founders and builders alike. I absolutely won't give a price prediction for crypto, or for Bitcoin, should I say. I think if you look at the macro earlier in the year, I think, we'd mentioned it was very bullish. I think we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, actually, in the crypto world. It's interesting, actually. I was in Dubai for Token, and, you always see on LinkedIn where rounds start to happen again. It's like X company raises 3 million, X company raises X whatever amount of million, right? But what I'd really observed with one of our investors is that this wasn't actually happening in any of the equity markets, right? If you look at health tech, if you look at fintech, if you look at other services, they're still absolutely in bear market mode. So I feel ultimately the crypto world's, again, getting ahead of themselves. We almost moved our way into a bubble a bit again. Nonetheless, we see corrections. I completely agree with Eesee. The elections are going to send huge swings, some in the negative, some in the positive. And I also don't think that the reduction in interest rates are factored in either. So I think they were priced in earlier in the year. You've seen some markets correct as well. So, if rates fall, who knows where we go. I think we're on our way up, but I would not dare to put a number. So let's see what happens.
So thank you very much. Actually, so we are pretty on the same page from the mass adoption perspective. We believe that the interoperability is the key here to bring the best and seamless experience, not only among the Web3 ecosystems, but also, as Yunus has already mentioned, between the Web2 and the Web3 space is pretty key. So Fizen has been doing a great job. We are already partnering and working together, and thank you, Trank, for her valuable contribution. Also, FreeBnk here to stay and have been doing great job between Web2 and Web3 interconnection, which we need really in order to grow the overall market. I mean, not only our projects, but this is what we need, is to create bridges between, not the technological perspective, but also the social perspective between Web2 and Web3. Really, we need these kind of applications and partners to be more successful. So this is why we're here to support all of you guys. Klink Finance is also have been doing a great job, self-funded, but has a great feature because we have together with Chris for a long time, and we know Klink Finance is also doing a great job so far. And Eesee is another hype project and our great fellow traveler. Thank you for the participation again. So thank you guys. So do you have some final feedbacks? Otherwise we can thank to the audience and close the panel together.
Thank you for the time, guys. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
See you. It is our pleasure to have you here, guys. See you. Bye-bye.